brings you the Divisional Round of the NFL playoffs, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Bengals and the reigning Super Bowl champs. All that and more coming up next.
The playoffs are in full swing as we welcome you to this postseason contest on EA Sports. Today, a battle out of the AFC between the Cincinnati Bengals and the New York Jets. I'm Kate Scott. Joining me, as always, my partner in crime, Brock Heward, and we are excited to bring you this NFL Divisional Round game. Well, excited. The Jets take the field for their first drive. And they'll be led out by their third-year signal caller.
He's definitely one of the stars in this league, a true franchise quarterback. And when you're at this level, Kate, you want to put your imprints on this game right from the jump.
Here's Breece Hall on the ground for the first time. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Hey, look, any run of this size is going to wound a defense. But you get this game going right up the heart of their defense, you start to break their will and break their pride.
Back to pass on 1st and 10. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. The play brought to an end by Logan Wilson.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
2nd and 6 now. Got Williams, and it's complete. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Hall takes it straight ahead. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
To be a stud back in this league, it takes more than just checking the athletic boxes. There's an IQ, a feel, a patience and craftiness required along with just tremendous vision. He showed all of it navigating that run up the middle.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Here's Hall once more. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
2nd down now, 7 to go. from the 23. He's on the move. He's on the move. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it'll give the Jets a first down.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
From the red zone now. Escapes the pocket. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch. Well, it's too bad that yellow line that we all see on TV isn't actually out on the field, because it might have kept him from throwing that one.
You know, and I'm surprised, frankly, we don't see this more. It's just a tremendous spidey sense that these dual threat quarterbacks have of today.
Yeah.
They're out in the field, they're running around. Yeah, we don't see this nearly as much as, well, we would have back in my day where we played within the pocket so much more.
Tight end going in motion here. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Finds him over the middle. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Buys time, rolling right. And this is cut. Touchdown, New York! The Jets finish off their opening drive. So a touchdown on the board for them, Brock, as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. But they couldn't take away that big old tight end.
The Jets and their quarterback ready to take over once again. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
To the air now on 1st and 10. That's caught. It's Breece Hall. They get 13 on the pickup. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine, because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Hall running between the tackles. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run, but I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Hey, check that.
First down, and they go right back to him. And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
On 2nd and 9. Corley reels it in. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal.
Go. 19 Lions. Go.
Goal to go. They're passing. Has it down close. He has the New York touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
That you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset even early in the game that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. They'll start this one out with Hall. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about. So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Throwing now from the gun. That throw finds Conklin. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
2nd and 10 now. Throw complete to Williams. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
I feel so bad. I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
Throwing on 3rd down. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 27 on the play. And it'll give the Jets a 1st down. New set of downs for him at the 38. They'll motion him out of the backfield. Still sticking with the passing game. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete. They were looking for him again, Brock, and for a moment, we thought he had another catch, but then that contact knocked the football from his hands.
Kind of become a victim of his own early success. Not too different, Kate, than a pass rusher that gets a sack. You know what happens? Got to slide to him, got to chip to him. You get a receiver that gets it going like this, you know more contact and more focus is coming his way.
And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Brought down by Trey Hendrickson.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Pass play now. Into the hands of Conklin. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Buffalo 18. Warriors 17. Go.
They're throwing it. Flush down out to his left. Oh, he's gonna run for it. They get to him, and he loses the football. It's out. And this one kicks out at the 5. Lucky break that keeps a scoring opportunity alive here. They come through with a massive gain there on 4th down, 24 yards, and it's a first down. Well, nearly the end of that series, partner. You could almost see those players rooting for the ball to bounce across that sideline before a defender made the recovery.
Yeah, sometimes that sideline's a player's worst enemy, but sometimes it could be their best friend, and this is one of those times where that best friend delivered.
They'll run here, it's Hall. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Here we go. Set. Let go.
Hall. And he's in for the touchdown. The Jets take a 2nd quarter lead. Breece Hall with the touchdown. The Jets are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And eventually, Brock, one of their drives is going to fail to reach that end zone, but through 3 possessions so far, they have been perfect.
Yeah, and in order for that to happen, somebody somewhere on this defense has got to rise to the occasion.
Here we go. 18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal.
On 1st down, here comes Hall. And he's brought down after taking this to the 26. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
18 Pioneer. 18 Raptor. 18 Raptor. 19 Lion. 60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat.
Back to throw. Getting out to his left. Nothing doing there as he gets out of bounds back at the line.
You know, that play is so indicative of what we see in training camps all over football. Pursue, pursue, pursue. Blanketed coverage on the back end, and look at that defense fly. No gain on the play, but it very much feels like a sack for that defense.
The Jets take their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. The Bengals obviously thinking pass here on 3rd down. They're going to counter with a dime look.
70 Ravens. 19 tight. 19 tight. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. Ready.
Throwing from the gun here. Hall there to haul it in. They'll have 1st and goal to go now after they gain 18 on the previous play.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him, turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal.
Ready. Panther 11. Panther 11. Ready.
Working inside the red zone. Catch is made in close. And this one stopped at the 3-yard line. Timeout taken by New York. That's its 2nd. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. The back grabs it. Touchdown, New York. It is a word broadcasters hesitate to use for a lot of reasons, but 4 touchdowns in 4 drives, Brock. I think we can throw it out here. Perfection thus far.
Yeah, this game will humble you at this level. I mean, this is the best of the best playing it, and you don't normally see this kind of execution and this kind of efficiency, so I understand that word perfection. I will remind everybody, though, it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
The home teams ready for their next series. Let out on... All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. We've reached halftime in this AFC Divisional Round matchup. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to our studios in Orlando. Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. One of these two teams is going to move on to the conference championship. We'll get back to you and Brock in just a moment. We'll get started down at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Tua Tagovailoa, another strong performance as his guys claim victory number 13 on the year.
The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get... They start the drive with Hall. Across the 45 and still going. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset.
Even with everything he racked up on that run, you could argue he deserved maybe a little bit more. That call was the perfect one to break for big yards. The only thing that saved the defense from a score was getting that contact to slow him down and eventually, finally, stop him.
Going to the ground again on first. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5. From the 36. Conklin brings it in. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Here's Hall on the give. And he won't get anything there. Several defenders nearby to hold him up. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
These big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear lane against them. And once he got his paw on him, it was dead on arrival.
18, Pioneer. 18, Rattler. 18, Rattler.
Now on 2nd and 10. Finds his target, Hall. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
To the air, 3rd and long. Dumps it off to his running back. And he takes it in. Touchdown, New York! The Jets grow the lead coming out of halftime. Breece Hall with the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Well, as they drive forward to what right now looks like it should be a win, Brock. He sure is taking advantage of a nice little chance to boost his stat line. His 2nd touchdown of the game.
Yeah, you just kind of feel these two building some trust, right? Just more and more equity. Certainly paying dividends in this one, but more than likely for more games to come.
This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And our team in the truck putting these highlights together, well, they certainly had plenty of touchdowns to choose from. 4 of them, actually. Though the way he's been playing, Brock, you cannot count on him being done reaching that end zone just yet.
Here we go, here we go. 19 Lions, 60 Bobcats, 60 Dragon 60. Hurt. 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. Hut.
Throwing from the gun. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time, well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
19 tight, 19 tight. 69 Rangers, Chap 60. Panther 11. Go.
Throwing on 2nd and 10. Complete out to the right. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
1st and 10 from the 41.
Check, Panther.
This is Hall. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10.
70 Timberwolves. No.
They go right back to Hall. And he's going to run this down to the 36-yard line. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
On the set. Ready. Smash. Drop low 80.
From the gun, it's Hall. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to first down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on a 3rd and short.
Motioning one of the tight ends. Back to throw on 3rd down. A lot of guys there, and it's intercepted. And he's tackled with markers down. This one should be on the defense. So the turnover, Brock, is in turn turned over after pass interference on that play. They got the interference call on 3rd down, and that keeps this drive going with a new set of downs. Running it after the penalty. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal. Hall is in for the New York touchdown. The Jets parlay the interception into points. Breece Hall with the touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board. Shotgun snap, a give to Hall. Crosses midfield, still going. And he's finally hauled down at the 43. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Running this with Hall. And this not quite the big hitter we just saw. They get him at the line. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Let's go. Cup 19, 79 Brock, Mustang 19, Buffalo 18, Warriors 70.
Now they'll throw out of the gun. Wilson's got it. And this one doesn't go far.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
18 Raptor, 18 Rattle, 19 Lion, 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat, go!
3rd and long for him here. This is reeled in by Wilson. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31.
Here we go, Simon!
Only 1 quarter left before we send one of these teams to the AFC title game. The Jets have it with a lead, looking to continue their postseason run. They've got 1st down from the 31. A give left side for Hall. Room to run inside the 20. And he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal. From the red zone now. He's got it.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
Hall's going to try to smash his way in. And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1. It's a gain of 3. That leaves him only a yard shy on 3rd and goal.
Trap 60, trap 60. Panther 11, Panther 11.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And he will score. It's a New York touchdown. The Jets keep adding to that 4th quarter lead. Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there. Hall takes it straight ahead. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
That's a pretty good stop on 1st down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms and not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
They give on 2nd to Hall. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. 1 yard on the run, so just 3 yards across those last 2 carries. It's 3rd and 7. Pass play coming here. Has him on the quick hitter. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And it'll give the Jets a 1st down. Here's Hall. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
Oh, saw some movement there. That's going to cost them 5. There was a blitz coming, and that got somebody to panic and jump early. It cost him 5 yards. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. They'll run here following the penalty. And he fights his way forward to get this to the 45. It's a gain of 4, and they're going to need twice that now on 3rd and 8. Here's Hall once more. And this one does not go far. 2 yards on that run. That's going to bring up 4th and 6. Hall running between the tackles. And they make the play at the 23, a gain of only a little. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. It's Hall on the carry. Finds a big lane. And he will take it in. Touchdown, New York. The Jets put up even more points in a win. Breece Hall with the touchdown. His third of the game on the ground. They run. Here's Hall. And they're going to bring him down after a good gain to the 40. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
Here we go, set.
So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from New York. Jets about set to celebrate this win. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
Here we go, here we go. Mustang 19.
Back now, pressure on its way. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. And he works this to the 38 before going down. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains.
Teammates notice when they got a guy willing to take it on the chin to get rid of the pass. That's a pass that's going to earn a lot of points with the other 10 players, not just today, but when they go back and watch that play on tape.
They take a knee, and that's going to force that defense to burn a timeout if they want to save any clock here.
You got to expect the timeout is coming any moment now, right? If you want another shot with the ball, you'll need every second you can conserve on that clock.
Lining up to take a knee on 2nd down. He'll take a knee here as that clock approaches the 40 seconds remaining mark.
They could stop the clock now if they choose. In the final moments of the game, every second counts. If you're going to call a timeout, you want to be right next to that official to signal it in just as that knee goes down.
They take a knee, and that's going to force that defense to burn a timeout if they want to save any clock here. So the win goes to the Jets. And they took care of business just as you'd expect a 1 seed to do. And they're going to get to stay at home another week and welcome in another opponent with a conference title on the line.